I just asked the guy if it's safe down here. He said, yeah, it's safe down here. I said, well, what do you mean? He goes, well, I know how to run fast. Welcome back, welcome home. Welcome home to me. I've been away for 4 years almost, living in Thailand. First time back in the US in almost 4 years, and it feels so different. Everything is different. Right here in the urban center, like I've seen in other cities on this trip, it just feels eerie, feels dangerous. It doesn't feel safe or peaceful like Thailand, but it is reminding me of something. It's validating me for moving to Thailand and making Thailand home. And there's like 10 things I want to share with you that I'm really missing about Thailand right now. And
Hey!
I don't feel really safe walking in these streets at midday in the United States. Brings me to the first thing I miss about Thailand. Let's get started. For this video, I'm going to bounce back and forth between the US and Thailand. First thing I miss about Thailand, let's go. The first thing I miss about Thailand is this right here. All the peacefulness, all the calmness, the politeness, the faith that's in the culture. And here I am in downtown Bangkok. We just left a city scene from a downtown in the US, and that's a pretty common scene in many cities in the US. This is a common scene in many cities in Thailand, where people are calm, you feel really safe. It's just a nice environment to live in. It's a nice environment to work in. You don't have all the polarization, all the moralism, and all the things that just create a lot of friction between people. Instead, people just figure out a way to get along. And what you see right here, out in the open, with people praying, that's pretty common in almost every city you go to in Thailand. This is the second thing I miss about Thailand. I love this hustle, this resilience, the grit, and you see it on every street, no matter where you're walking. This guy is out here selling flowers every day, 10 hours a day, no shoes. But there's something inspiring for me when I see this kind of hustle, this kind of grit, this kind of resilience, and you see it all over Bangkok. This guy out here every day in the heat, making no excuses. That inspires me. So what's next? The third thing I miss about Thailand. The third thing I miss about Thailand. There's something about being in the city center here, more or less on Sukhumvit, and you don't see a lot of poverty or homelessness or depressing things to look at. And Bangkok has its problems, and it has some poverty, but people find a way to make it work. Awesome. Little pomegranate juice. You don't see a lot of obesity. And quite frankly, when I cruise around American cities these days, it's a little depressing, it's scary, it's dangerous. So it's another thing I miss about Thailand. You come out here, you do see some people asking for money. They are down and out, but it's not like the US crisis where there's so much homelessness and danger and just it's become kind of depressing. I don't feel that here in Thailand. Let's flash over to the US and see what I'm talking about. And boy, if you come to Bangkok or Thailand, you got to enjoy this fresh pomegranate juice. From the streets of Bangkok to the streets of the USA. And this is something that's pretty common in America. What do people do? They go to Walmart or Target or Costco, but one of the three is just part of their habits, their weekly, daily activities. I haven't been to one of these shops in over 4 years, and I don't miss it one bit, but it seems like Americans are either always shopping or eating. 43% obesity rate, a lot of overweight people always stuffing their faces with food, and then you see people around those little carts who are probably totally capable of walking, but they walk into Walmart and they jump in a cart and cruise themselves around. You don't see that in Thailand. People are busy living life and staying active. A lot of consumerism, a lot of consumption, a lot of eating, a lot of overweight. Let's go see what a market in Thailand looks like and show you the fourth thing that I miss about Thailand. the fourth thing I miss about Thailand. It's the unfashioned fashion, the de-consumerism. In America, it's a little bit weird. Those carts in Walmart and other stores where obese people are carting around and just feeding themselves, and going to Costco and feeding more hot dogs. But here I am at the unfashioned fashion, and I love this about Thailand. I miss it. No one really cares about big brands or consumerism, but yet you don't see a lot of obesity either. You don't see a lot of unhappiness. You don't see a lot of severe mental health issues like you see in the US. So whatever they're doing here kind of works.
Welcome to Thailand.
Welcome to Thailand, the unfashioned fashion.
Yeah.
Right? I love it. People less obsessed with brand names and with buying the next thing and going to Target, Costco, or Walmart and driving around in one of those carts and feeding their faces with more hot dogs. It's the fourth thing I miss about Thailand. Just this laid back style. And it's not like there's no consumerism in Thailand. So let's head over to a really nice shopping center in Thailand, give you an idea of what that looks like. But it brings me to the fifth favorite thing I love about Thailand, and that's the coffee house or Starbucks experience, because when we're on the road, I always look for a place I can work from and pull the laptop out, and I can do that at almost all Starbucks, whereas in the US, sometimes it's an unpleasant experience because you kind of get an unpleasant customer that comes in, making for an awkward experience. That's not the case here. As a matter of fact, this Starbucks in particular is extra special. And this Starbucks is extra special. Not only can you get coffee, you can get tequila and margaritas. Cheers. How about that, everyone? Bangkok Starbucks. It's absolutely luxurious. You can order cocktails. It's a phenomenal experience. You can go in there and work, plug in the laptop. So how does it compare when we come to a city in the US right now and try to go to Starbucks and plug in the laptop and do some work? We're about ready to find out. Walking into Starbucks right here. And let's see what it has to offer us. Here we go. Hi. Just a coffee, please.
Coffee?
Yeah.
Do you want any cream or sugar?
No, black coffee.
Okay.
But where are the tables and chairs? I haven't been to Portland in 4 years.
Yeah, we are a grab and go store. I don't want
Oh,
to.
it's okay. I'm on.
We are a grab and go store, so we don't have any seating.
And it'll go here.
Ask that customers head out once they have their items, but we do have outdoor seating.
So this is called a grab and go store.
Yes.
But they used to have tables.
Yeah, we're a high incident store, so it keeps us safer if we're able to ask people to leave after they've done their coffee.
No. So it's grab and go store, high incident rate, no tables or chairs. Where do you guys go to sit down at the Starbucks? A high incident store. They said come out here. If you want to plug in out here, you can. Man, I miss Bangkok. I miss Thailand. And right around this perimeter, there used to be like 8, 10, 12 Starbucks. They've all shut down. So literally when you come to the city center here, there's really no place to plug in and work. I gotta be frank, coming to Starbucks in America, in a city center, it's a little stressful. A lot of derelicts walking around the road. It makes me want to get back to Thailand and do something like have a massage. That's what I feel like doing right now. It's another thing I miss about Thailand. I want to get out of the city center. Hey everyone, number 6 thing I miss about Thailand, the massage. And I like to live an active lifestyle, so body work is an important part of my week. I do this at least 3 times a week, and Thailand has this figured out. Thai massage is probably the best in the world. Next stop, the 7th thing I miss about Thailand. Let's go check out some food. The seventh thing I miss about Thailand, the $2 pad thai and all the delicious Thai food, but more importantly, the cost of living compared to quality life. I feel like for what we pay here in Thailand, we get so much more in regard to value and quality of life compared to the US. And now, after I have this pad thai, I'm gonna take you to the eighth thing I miss about Thailand, and that is all the delicious tropical fruit. And the eighth thing I miss about Thailand, all the fresh fruit, mango, papaya, pineapple, everything is so delicious here. Granted, I'm in a grocery store where the fruit is probably twice the cost of buying it in a street side stand. Look at that papaya, so yummy. But I'm in the grocery store because in a minute we're gonna flash over to Whole Foods. And this is kind of like the Whole Foods of Thailand. And see you in Whole Foods. Here we got coconut US style in Whole Foods. And how much is this little coconut? $5, $4.99, not including tax. Compare that to Thailand where it's much bigger, it's much more fresh, and only $1. So I'm gonna set this down. I think this is more appropriate. This is what people drink in the US when they want coconut water. They get one of these little guys that's made in Thailand. And but it's $2.99, so $3 for this little guy. And to take us to the ninth thing I miss about Thailand, we're gonna go over here to a local housing development. Gonna grab a banana and take you out there to a solar home development and take you to the ninth thing I miss about Thailand. Aquí estamos con Juan.
Hola, hola.
Hola, Juan.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Eres de Mexico.
Sí, soy mexicano de Guanajuato.
Guanajuato. And Juan came here 15 years ago
15 years, ya.
to buscar the American dream.
Ya, American Dream, pero no, American Dream no more.
There's no more American dream.
No,
Oh no, qué lástima.
Sí.
This is one of the homes being constructed, but I'm going to argue that, you know, you look at the marketing for these houses, and all they talk about is using less energy. I think the homes in Thailand that are more simple use much less energy because these homes are in the middle of nowhere. You have to travel very long distance to go to the city center. They use a lot of materials to build. Yeah, they have the solar panels and all that. They call it a Tesla home, fancy marketing. But so is everything else fancy marketing in the US. And Americans believe it. I passed a shop on the way here that talked about plant-based glasses. What the heck are those? Hola, Juan. We have another Juan here. Juan, ¿qué pasó con el American Dream?
Hay muchos cambios.
So yeah, so more than 4 years now, things have changed. And Juan's saying it's more violent, there's more crime, he's concerned about his kids. Y el American Sueño, ¿qué pasó?
Pues el sueño americano se está acabando porque
It's over.
así como vamos,
Así como vamos, the way we're going.
el sueño americano veníamos por vivir una vida mejor y últimamente se está haciendo mucho
Yeah.
vandalismo,
I agree.
algo que no,
Yeah,
no
American
debería de
Dream.
permitir, pero
American Dream's supposed to be a better life, but is it really? Juan said no, this Juan said no, the other Juan said no. I'm actually saying no. In my next video, because I keep hearing this about the American Dream, and it's really sad what's going on in the US, it's gonna make me do one more video before I leave here. And that's gonna be on how things have changed and just certain things I am shocked about. Hasta luego, Juan. And the cool thing about the house I'm taking to you in Thailand, see this banana that I bought in Whole Foods? Hasta luego. They grow these right out in front of the house in Thailand. Let's go. It's the ninth thing that I miss about Thailand, and that is how it forces me to have a new perspective of the world. You look at the US, and only 1 in 20 people have passports, and usually those are used to go on cruise ships or down to Cabo San Lucas. But something happens. when living in different cultures and seeing the way people live. It's also a reminder of how the US manufactures products and tells people to buy stuff and creates things like low energy, zero energy homes, sustainable homes, that really, when you think about it, this home that we're standing in right now is much more sustainable than some home with solar panels out in the middle of nowhere in the US, where people have to drive to and from, where they used a bunch of materials to build it. They have sometimes a grass yard to water and a big swimming pool to maintain and just more things to buy. Passive solar, shading. Hassan has a garden over here, a little bit of mixed use. He has a little coffee house serving tea next door. And I think it's a good example of just how you come to Thailand, it makes me rethink what we're told, what we're fed in the US, like solar energy homes. You see, Hassan has his home here, and then he has a nice little coffee shop here. It serves really good tea and coffee. Iced coffee on a hot day like today. So let's get to item number 10, and that is the Thai Smile. See you next time, everyone.